When you first step into Criminal Case, it feels like opening a detective novel where every page invites you to scrutinize details that others would overlook. And what's fascinating is how it translates the classic hidden object formula into a full-fledged episodic crime drama. The core loop is simple but addictive. You arrive at a crime scene littered with potential clues, and your task is to scan through the cluttered environment to identify specific objects as quickly as possible, because speed and accuracy fuel your star ratings, which in turn drive progression. But instead of just being a standalone puzzle, each scene ties directly into a broader case narrative, and every object you uncover either serves as evidence, a lead to analyze in the lab, or a piece of the puzzle pointing toward a suspect. This sense of continuity is what hooks you. You're not just finding random trinkets, you're unraveling murders, thefts, and mysteries that span multiple interconnected cases, almost like a serialized TV crime show. What really makes the game stand out compared to other hidden object titles is its layered progression system. After searching a scene, you'll often need to process evidence through mini-games, dusting for fingerprints, matching DNA, piecing together shredded documents, which adds variety and breaks up the object hunting monotony. Each action consumes energy, a regenerating resource that enforces pacing, but also nudges players toward in-app purchases if they're impatient. Energy management becomes the central bottleneck, and while it's a tried and true free-to-play tactic, it can frustrate players who want to binge through cases. Still, the episodic structure, with each case escalating toward interrogations and suspect lineups, gives the progression a rhythm that feels rewarding. The storytelling is surprisingly engaging for a mobile, free-to-play game. Every case follows a familiar detective drama formula: a shocking crime, the investigation of suspects, red herrings, and a climactic arrest. But Pretty Simple spices it up with recurring characters: your partner detectives, lab technicians, and police officers who inject humor, camaraderie, and continuity into what could otherwise be a sterile puzzle loop. The suspects themselves are often cartoonishly written, leaning into archetypes like jealous lovers, shady businessmen, or eccentric neighbors. And while the dialogue can be a bit campy, it fits the lighthearted comic book art style. Cases often touch on darker crimes, murder being the centerpiece, but the tone keeps things breezy enough to remain accessible. More cozy mystery than grim noir. Visually, the game strikes a balance between realism and stylization. The crime scenes are bright, colorful, and packed with detail, each carefully cluttered to challenge your observational skills while still remaining readable on a small screen. Characters are drawn in a bold, cartoonish art style, with expressive faces that make interrogations and cutscenes pop. Animations are limited, but the static artwork carries enough charm to keep scenes engaging. On the audio side, the game uses subtle ambient sounds and light background tracks rather than bombastic scores, which fits the methodical pace of the gameplay, though it isn't especially memorable. Sound cues for correct finds or finished puzzles give just enough feedback to reinforce the sense of discovery. From a user interface perspective, Criminal Case keeps things streamlined. The map lets you navigate from crime scenes to the lab to interrogation rooms, and cases are presented in clear chapters so you always know what to do next. The energy bar and star system are front and center, constantly reminding you of the free-to-play loop, but the menus remain uncluttered, which is important in a game that juggles so many small interactions. On mobile devices, the touch controls are smooth and intuitive. Tapping to find objects feels natural, and the pinch-to-zoom function helps in cluttered scenes, though the small object sizes can sometimes make misclicks frustrating. Performance-wise, the game runs reliably even on lower-end devices. The static 2D art means it doesn't demand much processing power, and loading times are quick enough to maintain immersion. Updates over the years have added entire seasons of new cases, each essentially serving as a fresh campaign. This long-term support has created a sprawling backlog of content, with literally hundreds of cases spanning multiple thematic arcs, from small-town crimes to globe-trotting adventures. So for dedicated players, the replayability is immense. Monetization, however, is a mixed bag. Energy timers are the most aggressive limiter, forcing players to either wait or spend premium currency to keep playing. There are also boosters and shortcut items available for purchase, and while they aren't strictly necessary to progress, the structure is designed to tempt you towards spending. For some players, this pacing feels manipulative. For others, it stretches the content across months, turning the game into a daily ritual rather than something to binge. Community reception has been strong overall. Many fans praise it as one of the most addictive hidden object games ever released, citing the sheer quantity of cases and the engaging mix of puzzles and storylines. Others criticize the repetitiveness. After dozens of cases, the hidden object scenes can start to feel formulaic, and the interrogation mechanics don't evolve much beyond basic dialogue trees. Still, the game's loyal following speaks to how well it scratches the itch for casual detective work in a way few mobile games manage. Comparing it to other games in the genre, it feels like a spiritual successor to classic PC hidden object adventures like Mystery Case Files, but streamlined and modernized for mobile play. Unlike competitors that focus solely on visuals, Criminal Case emphasizes continuity and narrative, giving players the sense that they're part of a larger, evolving investigation. It's not as dark or atmospheric as noir-inspired detective games, nor as relaxed as cozy puzzlers like Gardenscapes, but it carves out its own niche as a hybrid of casual puzzle solving and serialized storytelling. Ultimately, Criminal Case thrives because it blends the simplicity of hidden object gameplay with the addictive structure of a crime drama series. It's approachable enough for casual players who just want to solve a quick scene, but deep enough to keep you hooked across hundreds of cases if you buy into its formula. The monetization might frustrate, and the core loop can get repetitive with time. But for fans of investigative narratives and keen-eyed puzzles, it delivers a surprisingly rich experience that has kept people playing for years. That's all for today's review. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one.